Hello, hello, friends. It is Tuesday, July 11th. So, no late night crafting tonight. There hasn't been for weeks, even though I have been late night crafting on Tuesday nights. It has been years that I've been doing that. But I'm in a coaching group and a collaboration that we're meeting every Tuesday night for like 6 weeks in the evening. So, that's left me to coming live during the day. So, if you're here, if you're stopping by, whether it's on YouTube or on my Facebook page, thanks for being here. Please say hello in the comments so I can say hello back. And let me know what you think of Tuesday night lives during the day. Do you like it? Is that a good thing for you in your schedule, or do you prefer late night crafting? I know I have a lot of crafty chicks here who love the late night crafting, but I'm just wondering, what's your preference? Since we're on the topic, what is your preference? Hello, everybody. Let me grab the comments. There's Miss Janice. Hello, hello, Janice. Dana is here. Thanks for joining in. I appreciate you guys. Dana Graham is here. Chris is here. Sparky Chris is here. Hello, hello. Janice, you're coming in from YouTube. Yes, I'm so excited that StreamYard lets me connect with you guys in both places, because if you like hanging out in one place versus the other for your creative inspiration, either way, I'm just happy to make the connection. So I'm so glad that some of you are here from the YouTube channel. If you're not in both places, you're welcome to be in both places. If you don't want both, you can just join one or the other. Hey, Phyllis, I see you. Phyllis is saying, hello, Grace. I love the journal workshop. The day is better and daytime's better for you. That's good to know. I'm really glad to know that. Hey, Diana Perry, Kimberly's here. Janice says I work during the day, so late night is better for me. So it's a good thing the workshop is happening at 7 p.m. on Sunday nights. And like tomorrow night, I'm live. If you saw my weekly schedule, tomorrow night I'm live with the club members. We do our monthly open craft night on Zoom. And so we call it a Zoom craft party. Everybody just brings whatever you're working on, and that, whether it's fussy cutting or working on a small project like this, an artist training card, your junk journal, maybe a home decor project that you're working on. You bring whatever you want, and we just hang out and craft and chat and get to know each other. And I always give a door prize. So that is super fun. So tomorrow's live is an evening live. So I do try to mix it up so I can catch everybody. Yes, Kimberly, we can see your name. Uh-oh, Wendy says, I'm watching from work. Shh, we won't tell. Hey, Missy. Hey, friend. Oh, you were watching Gail? Oh, I love her. I haven't watched her in a while, though, so I'm going to have to catch up. Hey, Lisa Hawkins, I see you. Dana likes the idea of lives during the day. Yeah, I really do try, especially in the club. I go live every week. It ends up being more than once a week, and then we have our guest at the end of the week. At the end of the month, we always have a guest live in the group. And I do really try to choose different days a week and different times of day. I've even been doing one Saturday morning live the last couple of months, just to really try to catch everybody in a time that is happiest for you, best for you for creative time. Zoom chats. Missy says Zoom chats is where we're at. It's where it's at. So much fun, even if you don't show your face. Yes, Missy, that's true. It's so fun, even if you don't show your face, because you guys always get to see me, but I absolutely cherish the time that I get with you where I can see you on screen and get to know you and see your projects. Jeanette's loving these cards. So you guys, this is a leftover. So I did these cards last week for the cardboard project, and I had already, let's take this one. I had already created the cardboard bases for this is literally just cardboard, you guys, that we tore some of the top off of it to expose that corrugated part, and then I black gessoed it and sprayed it. And so I had 4 more of those done, so I thought I'm just going to make 4 more cards. I think I'm just going to sell these on my website, because like we said before, I mean, you just can only have so much stuff, right? That's why the clubs are so fun for trading, artist trading cards or trading projects. With the subscribers, we just did a scavenger hunt and a secret sister swap, all around the theme of love letters. So swapping is really fun. So if you can wiggle your way into a formal community, craft community where someone's organizing that for you. So that's what I do for my club and my Facebook subscribers. So if you can wiggle your way into one of those, doesn't have to be mine, just anyone. It's a really great way to share what you're making and to get handmade items from other people as well. So I'm going to start gluing these folks down. I don't need glue on all of her. I'm going to finish these up, and then I was going to work with some leftover napkins. So this needs to go. I just need a marker for. I'm going to cut that off so I know that my glue only has to go up to that point. I don't want to waste any glue. So I'm just using Fabri-Fix in my bottle if it will come out. I have had to keep adding acetate to this glue. So I've gone through quite a bit of nail polish remover, girls, in my glue bottle, but I love the glue. Otherwise, I think my bottle is just really old. And so it needs to be kind of reestablished with some acetate. So we're going to get these down. And then I made just like a little cluster of remnants. So it's book paper, and these were Tim Holtz. I think he calls them tiles, but they're like little collaged tiles. I love numbers on these things. This one has a little butterfly stamp, a piece of fabric, a paper bag. That's literally a paper bag that I cut down. So we're just going to start gluing this stuff down. And like I said, I think these are going to end up on the website. Where did I get my glue bottle? In my Amazon shop, Miss Barb. Go to my Amazon shop, go to the section called craft supplies you'll love, and you will find the little blue, I think they're called bluebell bottles, something bell bottles. You'll find them there. They come with the tips. I think you have to buy these silicone covers separately, but they should all be there, Barb. If you have any trouble finding them once you look, give me a shout out, because I'll make sure to go into the Amazon store and make sure that it's really obvious and evident so you can find it. All right, we're just doing some little clustering here. Hey, Stephanie, thanks for blessing the nest. Diana, oh, I love that comment, because it's good feedback for me to know. She says, I love the flexible times. That's really helpful for me, because it means keep doing what you're doing. I really try to accommodate as many of your schedules. Some ladies, let's talk about this in the comments. I feel like I have a pretty good idea of the regular crafty chicks who hang out here, the club members, that kind of stuff. I feel like I have a really good feel for you guys and what your lives are like. But just for conversation's sake here in the comments, how many of you are retired? Because I think a good number of the folks who hang out here are. You don't have to be retired full-time. Some of you are retired, but you have like a little like side hustle, or a lot of you watch the grandbabies a couple times a week. So that counts as working in terms of taking up your time, right? Or maybe you volunteer. My sister's retired, but she volunteers twice a week at a thrift store in Florida. So tell me about your day. Are you a full-time working mama, part-time working? You a nana taking care of the grandkids a couple times a week? What's your schedule like? How much time do you have for creating and crafting? I have I get a little bit of fear, that what they call FOMO, fear of missing out. When it turns to my free time at night and I have time for myself, I get this bit of anxiety in me, because I want to catch up with all the things that I've been missing out on while I'm working. Like somebody's live will come across, like one of my creative business sisters that I collaborate with and hang out with regularly. Like if Chris Hunter's doing something at Creating with Chris Hunter, and I love what I see, and I'm like, oh, I want to do that, but I got a meeting, or I got to go, or I have to take care of the kids, or something has to happen. So I have to leave the screen. Then at night, I think I should go back and watch Chris's live. Well, it's now a video recording. But then I get anxiety because I'm like, what else did I miss out? What else was there today that I missed out on? I think on this one I can use this glue. So I'm trying to use the liquid glue where the corrugated parts are to make sure that it really sticks well, because it's a thicker application than the glue stick. But on the flat surfaces, the glue stick works great. So that's pretty flat. So I'm going to do that. Hadn't worked out where I'm going to put that fabric yet. Hello, Miss Beth. How are you? Hey, say hello to Randy, that sweet husband of yours. Sparky Chris, she's home full time. Susan says, I craft 2 to 3 hours a day. This might be a sticker, girls. I gotta see for, oh yeah, it is. She crafts 2 to 3 times a day and sometimes more. And I'm on watching a lot of crafters. Susan, that's the best. I'm so glad you get to do that. This fabric, it's just a little piece of coffee stained fabric and it wants to curl that way. So I'm going to glue it down that way rather than fight it. I'm going to let it be what it wants to be. I did this yesterday. I need to let some air in my bottle. I'm going to let this curly fabric just stay curled up like that, since that's what you're telling me you want to do. We're just going to stick this on the side here. I like putting fabric because I like the texture. You can see maybe behind here, this little piece of blue plaid fabric right there. So I picked some manly fabrics here. This one's a green plaid that I put behind there. I love the combination of papers and textiles, so ribbons or fabric, because I love the 3D part of the fabric and how it kind of sticks up and it just gives you some more visual interest. We're going to put this little butterfly right here. And I got to come up with some phrases for these too. This one is a sticker, so I'm not going to add any glue to it. We're just going to leave it like that. This wants to come up, so I'm going to add a dab, just a little dab of Fabrifix, Fabri-Tac, whatever one it is. Diana says, retired and stuff and create AM and late night because that's when I'm feeling it. That's cute. You are both a late nighter and an early riser then. Is that what you're telling me? All right, on this one, I am going to put the fabric down first because I really like the positioning. So I'm going to leave it right where it is and get it real goobed up with, is that a word? I'm going to get it really gopped up with some glue. See, I like these little strands of the fabric just kind of sticking out here and there. So that's what we're going to do. Oh, my glue's on fire now. Now it's really coming out. It says John Mothner, dealer, men's and boys clothing. And then look at this Dapper Dan that's going on there. Doo, doo, doo. Yeah, he's going to have a little fabric hanging out behind him right there. He's so cute. So he's got that like cute boyish, he's in between boy and man, just like my recently turned 18-year-old. He's trying, it's so cute. He's trying desperately to get a beard to come in, and he has stuff. It's not real full, but he has stuff. And my husband keeps saying, you need to shave that off. It looks awful. And I'm like, it looks great. Leave him alone. He's really trying hard to showcase his manlyhood. My new little man. Oh, goodness. They grow up so fast. All right. Big fan of the numbers. I don't know why, but I do like them on my projects. They don't have to have a meaning, or you can have them have meaning if you want to. They can just be random, though. We're going to let these dry a little bit so I can cut off. All of the people are just a tad too big. So we got to cut that off, but let's get them all glued down. Phyllis says, I'm retired along with my husband. A college graduate just moved back home. Oh, that's so nice. It must be nice to have more company. If you were an empty nester and now you got the nest, someone back in the nest again. Hey, Sandy Vogel. Hey, Carol. Thanks for saying hello to me and to everyone else. What a sweet love. Maureen P is here. Yes, your name is showing, my friend. We see you. Hey, Julie. How are you, Miss Beth? Beth is asking how we're doing. I'm doing well. I have to tell you, though, you know, I knew it's summer. It's been summer for a month, but listen, just hear me out. Both of my children have jobs. Landon, my older one, has been at a lot of sports camps. So he was gone for the very start of the summer pretty often for her football and wrestling camps. And then when he's not at a camp, he's working with his dad at the shop, at the business. And Gannon works at the local resort. And it's really like he can work 4 days straight, a regular shift, 4 days straight, and then he'll have 4 days off. So when he's off and he's home, it's challenging to run a business and have the kiddos at home. Well, I'm used to having more quiet time, shall we say, in the house. So I'm on a Zoom call, a Zoom chat, and I've got my son in the background watching YouTube videos, or one of them will get up and use the blender to make a malt or something. And I'm like, I'm in a meeting. Shh. They don't want to be told to shush, but it's like, kid, mama's got a business to run here, meetings to attend. Plus, the other thing is, summer is when we get all the stuff done that we can't do during the school year. So Gannon just started braces again. We just got braces on since the summer started. It's round 2 for him. You guys, this has too much white around it for my taste, so I'm gonna trim a little bit of that off while we're chatting. So Gannon, doctor's appointments, dental appointments. He just had to have a cavity filled today because he went for a dental cleaning a few weeks ago. He has a cavity. In the meantime, he's had 2 ortho appointments, doctor's appointment, and he just had his infusion yesterday at the clinic. His schedule is busy with health related maintenance stuff, appointments. And then, of course, like I said, Landon's getting all his camps in, and we've done 4 college visits since the summer has started. So our summer has been really full of family things, which I love and cherish so much, but it really does add some pressure to trying to get everything done in the time that I have at home, because I'm not home alone and we have all these other appointments and things in the middle of them all. So even though they're teenagers, I still do make the calls, the call to make the appointments. And of course, we're paying them all the bills, hotel visits for these college visits. I'm the one booking the hotels. We've canceled 1 college visit 3 times already and tried to reschedule it over. And that actually happened over the spring because the weather was bad. So it's just a lot. It's a lot being a mama and trying to manage all these little peeps, even when they're not really little peeps anymore. But I love it. Best job in the world. I wouldn't trade it in for anything. Gannon's doing okay. He had a very, very lethargic day yesterday after the infusion. And then he developed a headache when the evening came. So he took a nap yesterday, and that was great, except it was 11 o'clock at night. And he had been trying to go to bed for like an hour, and he kept coming upstairs and saying, I can't sleep. And I was like, oh no, the nap ruined it for him. So he was up later than expected. Then he had to get up early because he had to have the dental filling. He had to have a tooth fixed. The poor child. He went to piano lessons. He had piano. So he went to piano, and then he was meeting his Nana for lunch. So I'm glad he got out of the house a little bit. All right, we're just going to finish these off by cutting. And then I do like to put, like this one, I use the sassy words, the sassy phrases. This one says, sorry, I'm late, but I didn't want to come. And this one says, I love to talk, but I'm in a hurry to get home so I can be alone. So I use the Tim Holtz sassy phrases. So I am going to grab those and get them on here as well. Let's just see how we do with time. Diana says, I remember when my youngest son started to grow facial hair, and it was, how do I look? Can you tell? Diana, that's what he's going through. He doesn't ask me, how do I look? He doesn't, find your words, Grace. Landon, my older one, he's not the one to really ask how I look, but I am sure to tell him that I think he looks great, because I don't care. He's still my kid, and he needs to hear it, and he needs to be lifted up, and he needs to know he's perfect just the way he is. He can't control his looks or how his hair growth comes in or how thick his hair is. So I try to encourage him all the time and tell them, you look awesome. You look great. If we did talk to him. He wants to keep this beard, but he was getting messy in the other places. So, and like around, and my husband and I said, you need to groom. You can't just go unruly here. You got to groom all the extra stuff that's not the spots where the beard is. So we were trying to really teach them that you can let it all grow out, but let's do it in a way that is presentable. At least when they're in our household. Gannon wants long hair, and we're like, we're not big fans of long hair on the teenage boys in our house. And when they grow up and they're out on their own, they can grow their hair however they want. But while I'm paying for the haircuts, you're going to get a traditional boy haircut. That's just the way it is. Hey, Kathy Funk, hello from Baton Rouge. So happy you're here. Maureen, thank you for asking about Gannon. I think his arm is sore where the IV went in, but otherwise, I think today he's tired, but I think he's fine. Thankfully, I was worried about like immediate, it's a new drug, so I was worried about immediate allergic reactions, and thankfully he didn't have any. So that was the major hurdle I was hoping to get over. How does his work affect his illness? He definitely, autoimmune disease. He and I both have autoimmune, and fatigue is major. Like if you deal with an autoimmune disease, most autoimmune warriors, we call ourselves, are constantly like a lot of. When Gannon was 9, he was able to express this to me when he was diagnosed, and he said, "Mom." He would sleep for 11 hours and he would wake up to go to school and he would just say, "Mom, I'm just so tired. I don't feel like I ever went to sleep." So you feel like you've never slept. Like you always feel that total exhaustion, like you should be going to bed, but you just got up from 11 hours of sleep. So autoimmune people, we always seem to be dealing with fatigue. And unfortunately, when you ask, how does he do with it with work? He just has to deal with it. You just have to, that's why we call ourselves warriors. You just have to pick yourself up by your bootstraps and get to work, even if you're totally stinking exhausted, and you do your best, and then you get home and you try to get as much sleep as possible. And eating well is a really big part of staying as healthy as possible and feeling as energetic as possible. So we try to encourage him for that. Again, he's a teenager. I'm going to grab my words while we talk. He's a teenager and he likes his junk food. I mean, who doesn't? Who doesn't want a bag of Doritos with their sandwich? I love me some Doritos. He does too. So we have to tell him, after he goes in for a second handful of chips, we say, "Why don't you have an apple instead?" Like we try to really encourage him. And I said to my husband, we're not going to be able to follow him around the rest of his life telling him to choose an apple. The kid's going to have to learn that when he eats well, he feels better. And eventually that will be important enough to him that he'll start eating better. Okay, I have the metallic sticker book. These are the words. Small talk. That's not the one I want. Oh, I think this is the one I want because I want the black and white. Yeah. So he has several like themes with these books. I'll show you the cover so you can see what they look like. And then he has several themes. This one is the snarky set. Tim Holtz. They're called, this one's small talk, snarky set. They're just stickers. And I do love using them on these little cards because they're funny and sassy and fun. Hello, Debbie in Florida. Hey, Debbie. The photo project looks great. Aren't these fun? I just love them so much. So let's see if we can find some. This one says, "I try to be a nice person, but sometimes my mouth doesn't cooperate." That one's really cute. Yeah, let's put that on her. And it has excess on the sides. We don't need all that blank black space there. We're just going to chop that off. Nothing screws up your Friday like realizing it's only Tuesday. We got to use that one. It's Tuesday. We should use that one, right? Where's my glue stick? I'm going to add extra glue just to be sure. All right, so see, I'm just adding that extra little sassy phrases. They remind me of sassy greeting cards. Nothing screws up your Friday like realizing it's only Tuesday. Did anybody else wake up thinking it was later in the week? When your days are super full like ours have been lately, it does feel like you've lived 3 days and it's only been 1. And I'll say to the boys, did that happen this morning? Because that feels like it was days ago. Yeah, Mom, that was earlier today. Okay, nothing screws up your Friday. Let's have him saying this. Where do we want to put it? We don't have to have it horizontal. You can put it whatever way you want. I didn't really think this through on this guy. Let's go right here. No, right here. No, I keep changing my mind. All right. One more, and then these are done. I really do think I'm going to end up selling these on the website. So check the website. I do have one. Oh, and I'll talk about that in a minute. I have one book out on the site, and I'm going to change up that listing to make it a keepsake journal. So just stay tight for that. Of course I talk to myself. Sometimes I need expert opinions. Now I'm looking for a phrase for her. So I got to find one that seems to match. If you hear one that I read. I got these off of Amazon, but I think you can get them at Hobby Lobby. Like any of the craft stores should have them. Like even scrapbook.com. I don't shop retail stores in person because they're all 90 miles away from me. I do virtually almost all of my shopping online. So any of the craft stores should have them. Janet, happy Tuesday. Kim Holloway says, I'm asking a question. Well, I didn't see your question, Kim. I see this comment that you asked a question, but I didn't see the question. So, oh my goodness. Maybe it was the question about his illness. I'm not sure. Yes, these are index card sizes. Yep, they're cardboard. They're corrugated cardboard, but they're index card size. Okay, let's see. You smell like a dream and a headache. Please get away from me. That's sassy. All right, we're looking for one for her. Of course, I talk to myself. Sometimes I need expert opinion. Coffee has given me unrealistic expectations of my productivity. That's the one. That's the one. Coffee has given me unrealistic expectations about my productivity. I'm cutting them down. They're all the same size and width, but they don't need to be. They can be smaller. I'm going to put this one up high, actually, on this one. All right. There we be. All done. So, and I do usually like to write on the back of them, like where and when they were made. So happy to have those done. I'm going to grab my napkin box with my keepsake journal, and we're going to talk about that for a minute, and I'll work in my keepsake journal. Janet, thanks so much for saying so. Yeah, Maureen, the size wise, let's just double check. This is 3 1/4 by 5 1/2. So it's a little bit off from index card size. They're a little bit longer for sure. So there we have them. There are 30 of you here, and I'm so happy you're all here. Thanks for being here. How come it comes up with Facebook user? I'm using StreamYard to share this broadcast. And so in order for your name to be shown, you need to give StreamYard permission to put your name on the screen. So that statement and the link to do that is in the description of this video. So you only should need to do that once. And then anytime you come back on Facebook onto my page and I'm using StreamYard, your name should appear. So that's the way that works. Let me grab my napkin bin. I'll be right back. I don't go very far. I'm literally just off camera. But because my space is so small, I have to go off camera to grab my bin. So here's my napkin bin. These are like my leftover napkins. And I actually have a whole bunch of napkins to add to this bin. Let's just check and see here. Let's get that bigger. There we go. It kind of messed up. Okay, so here's my napkin keepsake journal. And I told you guys recently, I am going to start selling my altered books with napkin panels that you can put into. I'm going to sell them as napkin keepsake journal. I came up with this phrase for it, the name for it. It's something that I'm doing. I haven't seen anybody else do it. And I searched for it. I actually thought about trademarking the word napkins keepsake journal because it is unique and I'm the first person using it. I'm super proud of that. I think what I'm going to start doing is selling the books with the napkins so that you guys can use them as napkin keepsake journals like I am. I have another set of books coming up. I'm just over here grabbing them so I can show you. I've been working on these. So this is one that we created in the Craft Therapy Club. It's a library book that I covered with rice paper, lace, and fabric. And I'll show you the inside in a minute. But I've been working on creating some new books to sell on the website. I love this one. I sparkled up the crown. I don't know if you can see that. and it has the gold book cover protector. It has some lace on it. This one turned out gorgeous. So these books can be used as keepsake journals, and I'm going to sell these with napkins with them so that you can use them that way. You don't have to use them that way, of course, but these ones are the ones I just recently finished. I think I'm going to put some of those corners on this one as well. And this one's in the works. I haven't completely finished this one, but it has lace, rice paper, and these are old library books. So what I mean by keepsake journal is, if you're a napkin crafter, and if you're new, if you've already heard this message, just bear with it so that I can explain it to those who are new or just hearing it for the first time. One of my favorite late night activities, keepsake journaling. You think I should copyright it, Diana? I looked it up, trademarking the phrase and copywriting it, because you know how it is. Somebody else is going to start using the term, and it's like, that's my word. I came up with that. So I'm so happy with it. And it is such a simple idea, but I love it so much that, like I said, I'm going to start selling them in the store. And I will sell them. I thought, why not include napkins with them? Since I sell napkins and rice paper in the store, I've been using napkins to craft for so long and create for so long. I probably, like you, this was from the first box, July 2021, when I started the Napkin Lovers Club, where I was sending a box of napkins and supplies out, and we were creating with them in a group quarterly. So that group has been merged into my craft therapy club. But what ends up happening is you end up with partial napkins, right? Where, when you open up a napkin to create with, you have 4 panels. Well, I have a lot of napkins where there's just 2 panels left. There's not 4. There might just be 1 left. So I have started taking these small panels of what's left of these napkins, parts that I didn't use, and putting them in my keepsake journal, which is a library book. And then I'm leaving the book as it is because I really love seeing the words and the table of contents with the rooster. I love the fact that it's an altered book that I've decorated the outside, and I'm using it to store all of my one-off panels, the panels that I just have left. It's a project, a napkin I've used before, and it's just the leftovers, the remnants of these napkins. And I'm gluing them down, decoupaging them into the book so that I can, as a keepsake. I don't want to give up the napkin necessarily. Some of these projects I made into home decor projects and sold them, so I don't have the project anymore. But even seeing the napkin reminds me of the project that I made. Like, I used this one to make tags out of, and then I had the extra panels, so they went in the book. Some of these I made, that was a home decor piece that I sold. I love the unicorn napkin. I just sold out of this actually in the store. So instead of just getting rid of that one leftover piece, I like to put it in my keepsake journal so I can remember kind of my creative adventures and journey with the napkins that I love so much. So these are 3 different napkins. This is one, and these are 2 other napkins, but they're all love related, or well, these 2 are, and that black and white one seemed to go so well on that page, so I just stuck them together. And it is a little bit of a challenge to find an artistic way or a pretty way to put these in here without just like slopping them on there squarely. So I'm trying to find ways to kind of embed them into the pages. And I haven't ruled out the idea of further working with these pages by adding some color or paints or watercolor or gesso. I don't know. But so far, I've just been using, I love this page. And she has her reading glasses on, so it's just perfect for a book page. And I used that band, the polka dot band that was on the bottom, to put on this edge here. And then I have that. Now, so this napkin, if I had 2 bunnies or 4, but if I had 4 bunnies, that means somewhere out there, there's 2 more bunnies. And I think those are the panels that I'm going to sell, bundle with the books, so that you guys can start your own keepsake journals. I think somehow I skipped a couple pages. Did I? Nope. Okay. So we're going to keep adding to this. Let me move my cards aside. If you have any questions about my thought behind these keepsake journals, please let me know, because I'm totally willing to have a conversation and chat about it and ideas. The other day, a couple Saturdays ago, we were creating like note cards, luggage tags. This is actually a little journal. This was a remnant of a napkin that we used to make a cover for this journal. So I made 2 of those. That's another napkin. This napkin is actually, is this one of the ones that's in the welcome gift for the Craft Therapy Club members? Anyway, these were old Napkin Lovers Club napkins that I'm making little journal cards out of, or you can make tags for your junk journals. So I love to find other ways to use the napkins, and the keepsake journal is like a really good way to use them and still create with them. And it's pretty simple. All you need to do is glue them down in there. So instead of having a bin full of half-used napkins, you have a book full of napkins that are decoupaged together. And if you want to journal in them and write about the project, write about where you got the napkin, write about anything, you could make that keepsake journal as elaborate as you want it to be. Hello, Sassy Frost Creations. Diana says, sometimes I add words or phrases or highlights already on the page and make myself laugh. That's perfect, Diana. It's finding the joy out of it, right? Just find your joy with your creative life. Just find it. You can find it and make it whatever you want it to be. Maureen says, I have so many pieces to use. Well, Maureen, these 4 books I'm hoping to get up on the site for sale before I go on vacation. There's one steampunk book that's up on the site for sale now. And I want to start the rest of the listings of altered books that I sell. I am going to sell them as keepsake journals with the napkin panels so that you have some napkin panels to start with. What is the price for the monthly crafting club? It's $15 a month, Carol. It's $15 a month. It's a really low price. I actually lowered the price about 6 months ago. I lowered the price to make it more accessible to more people. I lowered the price of the group, and then I merged the Napkin Lovers Club with the Craft Therapy Club. So now I do all of that content in one place, all the napkin crafting and all the other crafting in one place for one low price. So it's called, you could go to crafttherapyclub.com if you want to learn more about it or see some of the projects that are in that group. You'd find the templates, the video demonstrations, the supply list, as well as all the guest crafters workshops in that group. Janice says, it's really like merging the concept of an art journal book and the Napkin Lovers book. Yes, why not, Janice? And I can't wait when this starts to really, when more of you start adopting this as a fun way of keepsaking your napkins, I can't wait to see how you run with this idea. And these books, like I said, they can be turned into anything you want them to be. I mean, you could really get real elaborate with these pages and alter them however you want. I don't think I have a sunflower in here yet, right? I have lemons. So let's take the big sunflower and put it on this next page. Well, see, she's here. I don't know that I want the sunflower right here. Let's just see. I don't think I want the sunflower on the same page with her. I think the sunflower needs its own page, but I don't mind just personally flipping the page to go. Maybe I'll put something here eventually, another napkin. Maybe I won't. Maybe I could paint that page with some gesso and do some written journaling or decoupage something else like a leftover rice paper in there. But I'm going to flip the page because I really feel like that sunflower needs its own page. I don't know. It's my thought. I'm going to clip these together so it stops opening up on me. And we're going to put one of these in here. So I actually use this napkin quite a bit. So I'm going to take it. I don't have my iron out, but you can, it got real wrinkly because it's been kind of sitting in this bag for quite a while. I mean, this bag is from 2020. See, this is what happens. 2021, excuse me. So you have these leftover napkins. I don't want to throw them out, but I don't know what to do with them. So I think once I've got this up and running in full force, the keepsake journal concept, selling that as a product on the website, and then I'm hoping to do this more in the Craft Therapy Club, and I thought it would be really fun to trade napkin panels. We have always traded, when we do a Secret Sister swap in the group, we've always traded new napkins, but this would give us a way to trade used napkin panels with each other. And I would set some parameters and rules around that to make sure we're not like trading stuff that's icky. You know, you want it to be clean, but at the same token, a little wrinkle isn't going to hurt anybody because you can always iron that out. I'm going to cut this down. Oh, is there any water in here? It's not giving me any water. Let's grab a different one. This one looks dry too. Oh no, it's wet. That little bit of water will help you tear the napkin. I don't like straight edges a whole lot. Kind of like the torn edge look. So see this napkin panel, there's no reason somebody can't use that, right? So I am going to include this in one of those books. I'm going to put it aside. I have a whole bunch of 1 panels or 2 panels that I'm going to bundle with the books in the store. This one's going in my book because I love this napkin. This was in the original, the very first Napkin Lovers Club book. Can you believe that? Janet loves this idea. I'm so glad. Listen, please make sure if you share this idea out there in comments, or if you share this idea with other creative business owners, that you give me credit, because I don't know. I mean, without formally trademarking it, I know it's going to take off. People are going to say, start selling these. I just know it's going to happen. It's such an easy, fun idea, and a great like fellowship way of like trading supplies with each other. All right, I'm going to start in this corner. So I get the straight edges where the straight edges are. And then I've got to kind of push it into that groove there. I think I'm going to get my pouncing brush. Push that into that matte gel medium. And I go right into that crease. You know, you want to make sure you have enough wetness in that crease, but then I try to just get that napkin right in there. And it looks like I need to add a little more glue right here. Ooh, a napkin with all its wrinkly goodness. It makes me so happy. Got an extra piece of white right there that I can just tear off. I need just a little more matte gel. I'm going to go over my edges where I didn't have enough glue so that I can glue it down to the page. I love when the words show through the napkin. It just makes me happy. I'm not sure why. On Pinterest, there are a lot of art projects on dictionary pages where someone who can sketch and draw or paint uses a dictionary page and then draws a beautiful bird or a flower on it. And they always make me stop scrolling because I love them so much. This is the same thing, except I didn't have to do the floral artwork. I'm not a very good like standalone artist. Like my friend Terry Burton is so talented. She can paint and her stuff just comes to life. She's so good at it. So I don't have that talent, so I can use all these gorgeous napkins. There. This page might need some shimmer and sparkle. I'm really pushing that napkin into the page. Here I might have a little tear if I'm not careful. I'm using Liquitex, Carol. Liquitex matte medium. You can use whatever decoupage medium or glue that you want. It looks like I painted it. Why, thank you. I did not, but thank you. Isn't it so pretty? We gotta let it dry. But so while that's drying, a good thing to do is kind of plan out, okay, what's the next napkin we want to work with? I have not dismantled. It's been really busy since the spring. I lowered the price of the Craft Therapy Club. Was it in like February or March to get ready for the merger of the Napkin Lovers Club with, and then I merged the Napkin Lovers Club into the Craft Therapy Club. So now all of those crafty chicks are in one place. There were 40 of you that were in both groups. Now we're all in one place. You're paying just for one membership. I'm doing all the same napkin content and other creative content in that group for one low $15 price. So it works out really well, but I have not dismantled and taken apart my box, all my boxes. I have them all organized, all the boxes that I put together for that quarterly group. And I just have like lots of leftover panels of napkins, and I need to go through them and decide which ones I'm keeping and which ones I'm gifting. This I think is already in here. I think I already have the lantern, don't I? Do a quick flip through and see, because I love the lantern. Did anybody see it? Do you remember? Maybe not. It would have gone well on that page. Same colors. Nope, no lantern. Actually, same colors there. That's all right. So I do need a lantern in this book. So this one got really mangled up. Like, I don't think I have this one too, which is partial. I did not bring out my iron. I probably should have. Oh well. Let's cut this in half. And I think I'm going to go rounded angle there. So I could use that. It's torn, but I know I can get that into the book with no problem. And then this panel could be a traded or a giveaway one, because I think it's intact. This one is definitely intact. Just looks a little gnarly. Let me clean it up. There. All right. I got myself one panel there to use. These, oh, this was just part of a rose. Oh, these two can go on the same page. They're fall. This whole thing, you know, there was a bunch of fall in this one. This is, yeah, see, this is not a full napkin. It's just partial. So I'll keep part and I'll give away the other ones. Bundle them up with the books for sale in the shop site. So these two, I think I'll cut them in half. So I just have to go through them. I just haven't done it yet. And I have many, many boxes to get through. Carol loves crafting with napkins. Who else is a napkin lover? Diane you already got your welcome gift? So Diane is a recent club member. Welcome to the club. Just recently, I think for the junk journal, did you join for the Make a Junk Journal workshop? It's at that same time that we started it. And so I sent her her bundle of napkins. I'm so glad you got them. We have used them inside the group. We've been using them since, I think, May. So there's a couple of months of content in the group using those napkins that you can find, Diane, for inspiration. I have 3 copier boxes with napkins of all seasons and designs. Oh, Carol, how do you use them? How do you like to use them? Like, what do you use them in a napkin journal? Like we were doing, I love this one too. I have just a couple of these left in the store, you guys. This one's almost sold out. I don't need an entire panel, to be truthful. Just thinking through, this would kind of be a cute. I'm thinking, what if it was just a strip instead of the whole panel? Like, what if I just take some of it? What if I just use that? Because I can mix it with other Christmassy type napkins on the same page, right? I don't have to have the entire napkin. This one's a really big one. It's at a dinner size. Luncheon. It's called a luncheon napkin, actually, the size of it. All right, I'm gonna have to figure how to share this one in the bundle. So I think what I'll do is this. So we're gonna make 2 more panels that I can put in with the books. There we go. It's kind of like memory lane. That's why I love the idea of the keepsake journal. It's kind of like memory lane, going down and like opening these that I haven't used in so long. Look how cute. This can go on that page. It's the same colors. When I was curating the napkins for the Napkin Lovers Club, I always curated napkins. They might have gotten like 20 napkins, but there'd be 4 sets of 5, for example, and the 5 were themed and could be used together in an art journal or on a project. And I did that purposefully so that you had coordinating sets of napkins, including patterned napkins that can be used for backgrounds for projects. Because you have some napkins that will be the focal point, and then you might want some napkins that are patterns just for using in backgrounds. Oh, look at, they got a set of words at one point. Oh gosh, there's Lola the cat. This one's almost sold out too. I'm almost completely out of this one. But look at, do I have Lola in here? Did anybody notice? Lola is in my napkin journal, my art journal for the Craft Therapy Club, but I don't think she's in here. All right, we'll keep one panel for me. Oh, that's what's in here. There's that leftover. I just showed you that, I think. Didn't I? Okay, so now you can see this in action. This was the original napkin. It was the Lola napkin, and it has this huge floral panel, and I cut it into 2 and put it in the book that way. But I don't think I have Lola in here. Lola's pretty darn popular. I have her in my art journal, so I don't know that I need her. Sure I do. So I'm gonna cut her out, and I'm gonna use her in my keepsake journal, and then this will go. Actually, yeah, we'll keep that as one big panel. Yep, so she can go in there. So I'm just preparing them because I don't need to keep all these napkins. I've already used all of them in my craft life, in my creative life, and now I have all these extras. So I'm just going to keep one for the keepsake book, and then the others I'm going to sell. Bundle with my altered books that I will call napkin keepsake journals. Yeah, and you know, when your napkin stash starts getting a little unruly and out of control, it's a really good thing to be part of a group that does swaps like ours. Find a group. There are groups out there. Find a group that does swaps. Find someone to help you organize that. Start putting them in books like the keepsake journal idea that I have here, so that you can feel less stressed about having all these napkins sitting there that you're not using. This napkin I love. Isn't that just, such a cool background for something, right? Okay, and then all I have left from this is these 2, which they can be great little frames for something. So this is almost dry. I'm going to hit it with a little air, and then we'll do another page. What is the name of the scissors you have lying next to your book? Those are from Tim Holtz. Those are the smallest set of Tim Holtz Ionic scissors. There's his name right there. These are the 5-inch, I think. He has like 4 different sizes. That's the smallest one. So that's to answer, I don't know who it is, Facebook user asked. What's the name? Those are Tim Holtz scissors. I look forward to using them and checking out your past tutorials. Well, good. I'm so glad, Diane. Welcome to the club. Welcome again. Carol's made many crafts with decorative napkins, and she loves using them. Yes, Janice says, I love that napkin. We made the ornaments with them, the little penguin. He's so cute. Yes, right? So she says, this is what the keepsake journal is about. This is exactly what the keepsake journal is about. So Janice is in the Napkin Lovers Club. She was here when we made ornaments out of our little penguin. Isn't he cute? And so seeing the napkin reminds her of that group activity that we did where we made our ornaments. You have an ornament you're probably hanging on your tree every year that has this, or maybe you gifted it to somebody. But even seeing the napkin brings back the memory and the joy of creating that project. And that's what I love about the keepsake. There's that penguin. I always need some Lola in my book, right? She's so cute. She is. Okay, Jenna says, holy cow, seeing all these napkins is really taking me down memory lane. Haha, she says, I'm going home after work and I'm going to break out my napkin journal and look at it. That is what I love about art journals and junk journals and creating in journals, because there's not enough room in your house to store lots of surfaces and boards and vases and buckets and pails and all the things that we can paint and decorate and decoupage on. Serving trays, tiered trays, frames, clocks, you name it. We can cover anything with a napkin. And that can be a lot of fun, but you will quickly run out of room for all the stuff that you are decoupaging. So napkin journaling, it's something different than napkin keepsake journaling, but being able to pull out a book that has that napkin in it and you've used it to create in some way can bring so much joy. It's like having a scrapbook of your creative life. And I just love being able to put them up on a shelf and pull them down when I want to and look through them. I'm also saving napkins from our family holiday birthday vacations. That's a good idea. The glue that I'm using is called Liquitex, and this is the liquid matte medium. It comes in a gel as well, but this is the liquid. Oh, Carol, look what Carol set up on the screen. She said she's going to sign up for the club in the next couple of days. We'd love to have you. Welcome, welcome. We would love to welcome new members. We're always, right now the group I want to say always will be open, because I'm considering, some groups close for several months and then they'll open up to welcome new people and then they'll close. And the idea with that is that you can really focus on the people in the group and not worry about the onboarding of helping people get started in the group. So right now it's absolutely open, Carol. Please, we would love to welcome you. We really do love to welcome new people into the group. Oh, it's Tammy. Tammy asking about the scissors. Yes, we can see your name now. Yes, yes. Phyllis says this is bringing back some fun crafting memories. Yes, isn't it though? Do you see some things here that are just making you think back to when we created with them? Okay, so we have that sunflower. I do kind of like, keeping like things together. So the sunflower with the little truck with the sunflower makes sense that those kind of go in the same area in the book. So let's do this one next, but I'm going to prepare it. I don't want just this. You can see the color difference. This has a bit of a tinge of yellow to it. I don't want the name of the napkin. So I'm going to pull that off of there. Hey, Christy. There's my sweet friend, Christy. Christy, I'm putting some from box 1 of the Napkin Lovers Club. I have to start dismantling these boxes. I still have the boxes intact here in my craft room, and I need to pull them apart and start taking the napkins that we use, take the remnants, taking them out and start using them. So I decided to start putting them in my keepsake journal. So I didn't want necessarily the name, and I don't love just this super square shape. So I think I'm going to round this off, kind of give it a frame. I need more water, girls, and my little pen. And ironically enough, my little spray bottles run out of water too. I use distilled water in everything here. So I've got my little gallon of distilled water over there. I'll have to do a refill. Okay, I'm going to give this kind of a soft tear line so it's not so square. Ooh, uh-oh. I got so much on there that it went through my letter too. All right, we're gonna have to get out the rubber eraser here. I can salvage it, it's not a problem, but there we go. I was too aggressive with the water. And I don't love the square edges. This one can be lined up with the square edge of the page, so that's not so bad, but on this side, I don't want the square edge. So I'm just gonna wet the edge of this, and then I can use my eraser and kind of pull off some of that napkin so it's jagged and looks a little more natural to me. Now my H is going to be hanging on by a thread there. Oh, it's really wet. It's very wet. We're going to have to dry it. Too aggressive with the water. Her name was Lola. She is the show girl. Do you remember? You remember that, Janice? When we were singing, we were trying to find a name for Lola the cat. She didn't have a name yet, but we all just loved her, and she was so darn cute. Do you remember the little pop-up page? Where's my napkin journal, you guys? Hang tight. I think I have it close by. I'm going to grab it. I'll show everybody Lola. Hang tight. We're interrupting this scheduled broadcast so that Grace can find her napkin journal. Girls, where's my napkin journal? Which shelf did I put it in? I want to show you. It's so cute. Here it is. There it is. Here it is. Here's the napkin journal from the Napkin Lovers Club. And now we use this now in the Craft Therapy Club when we napkin journal. But you can see all of the napkins that I'm showing you. Some of them, there's the blue flowers. There's Lola. You can't see her, but look, this is how we use them in the Napkin Lovers Club. We have this little pocket panel with Lola. We made her a little card, a little embellishment card, put her in a library pocket, and it says, "My spirit animal is a grumpy cat who slaps annoying people," signed Lola. And she even has little whiskers. We loved her so much, but we had to come up with a name with her. Yes, I remember that. Do you want to see what date that was, Janice? December 31st, 2021. And actually, I did that on the business page. You could find that video on the public business page when we created Lola. I thought that was in the group, but it was on the private business page talking about the Napkin Lovers Club. So yes, all of these are napkins. And so this is a napkin art journal. We just call it a napkin journal, where we use napkins to create pretty art journal pages. I'm practicing techniques. Yeah, I have two of those because we did those together. This one has little, I showed you how to make envelopes out of the paper. Love that one. That one. Our little pug with butterfly wings. What's in between? Oh, so pretty. We have some beautiful napkins that we've used in the group. Anyway, so there's art journaling with napkins, and then this is just keepsaking our napkins in here. Okay, this happy got so wet that I don't even know, girls. Can I salvage it? If I can get them to come together, I can glue them and they'll look like they're together. It's just that they're so wet right now. I'm not even sure. Just use too much water. Okay, I don't know that I want my truck, the end of it, to be cut off like that. It fits this way if I take a little bit more off the edge here. So the truck's going to be driving up my page instead of across. That works, right? There. Yep. This will work. All right, we're going to have to use our tweezer to tweeze that back together. But for now, let's just get some glue on here. I have multiple, those of you in the Napkin Lovers Club, we talk about like multiple kinds of glues that you can use for napkins. And this is one of my faves, really. It really works so well, and it's easy to work with, and it's not sticky at all, meaning your pages won't stick to each other. Like if you use Mod Podge in your books, sometimes the pages want to stick together if you really don't let that cure for a couple of days before you close the book again after you've used the Mod Podge. This one doesn't get sticky. Okay. I think it's okay. Where's my tweezer? I'm going to see if I can get that H to come together a little better. Come on, H. I know you want to. Otherwise, it's just, no, I'm tearing it. If I touch it even more, I'm going to tear it. It's so fragile because it's wet. This is when I say, don't get too fussy, girls. Don't let it steal your joy. Just, oh, we're not going to worry about it. We're not going to let it steal our joy. Things happen. Sometimes things get mucked up a little bit. All right. If I can get that part down, I think I'm going to be better off. Just so we have a little tear. My day's still going to be fine. My kids are healthy and safe, I think. You know, like it doesn't really affect anything in the real long run here. So let's not worry. The other thing I would say too, big benefit about using one of the napkin keepsake journals for some of your panels is if you do struggle. So I do hear a lot of people say, I struggle with getting it to lay flat. I struggle with wrinkles. You know, I tore my napkin. When I'm gluing it down, I tear my napkin. The keepsake journal is going to let you keep practicing and practicing decoupage over and over again. And you will eventually find a way, a technique that feels really good to you, a glue that you really love. You'll get to know how much glue to use. It's a great practice book too. So I guess that's what I'm saying is it's a great practice book. All right, here it is. I was reaching back for it. It was right next to me. Tammy just ordered the scissors. I'm addicted to scissors. That addiction started because my machine embroidery hobby. Well, that's okay. We all have our thing that we love. Jeanette's saying, I remember our sweet Lola. Isn't she cool, Lori? Someone says, I'm late to the party. It's okay. You're always welcome, no matter what time you arrive. No matter what time you arrive. It's been a busy day. I had a nice Zoom chat with my business buddies today, and I was late to it. I was late to that because Gannon had his dental appointment this morning. So I had to get him to that, and we had a bunch of errands to run and then get home. And then we had the meeting, and then I came live for you guys. So I'm hungry. I haven't even eaten breakfast or lunch yet. So I got to eat something before I fall over. I'm so hungry. Whoops. All right, that's going to work. That is going to work. Okay, so I'm going to move this over. I want to make a little more room because I do have in my napkin bin, I do have a panels to share. So these are ones that I have that I want to use yet, I think. Wait, where did I use the cow recently? Oh, I used it here. So I don't have the cow in this book yet, so I'm going to keep this cow. So these are all unique napkins that I've used in the past. They're like the remnants of the napkins that I want to keep for myself to put in my keepsake journal. And then as I've been working and separating and organizing my napkins, I have this bag and it says partials to share. So these are the partial napkins like this, where I already have it in my book. So now I can give away these two. I don't need them. I don't need to keep them for myself. So I think this is going to be a really lovely way if you want to jump on board and join us here in the community. We're going to start doing more with the partial napkins in the keepsake journal and in the Napkin Lovers Club, or in the Craft Therapy Club, which merged with the Napkin Lovers Club. We'll probably start doing partial napkin swaps. We've always done full napkins, brand new full napkin swaps, but we may start doing panel swaps so that we can keep filling our journals and using them in our art journals. Have you used the Liquitex lightweight modeling paste? I love everything from Liquitex, Tammy. They're a high-end art product that you can stand by their products. They're really good. Yes, that's exactly what we're doing. We're using a library book and we're gluing our partial napkins, the leftover napkins from our projects in the book. So these library books, I'm first decorating them on the outside. We did this one inside the Craft Therapy Club. I showed how to do this altered cover for it. And now I'm using it for my keepsake journal. But like I said, I have altered covered books that I've created that I'll be selling in the shop with the partial napkins so that you can start your own keepsake journal. I just ordered those scissors. Okay, I think I already saw that one. All right, girls, it's already 2:15 almost. So it's been an hour and 15 minutes. I thank you for hanging out with me. I'm going to hang it up because I think I just heard Gannon come home from lunch with his Nana. I need to eat something or I'm going to faint and fall over. And then I do need to figure out a supper plan. Eek. Mama's got things to do. But thanks for joining me for a little bit of crafting. We finished what we did over the last hour is we finished these gorgeous panels, these mixed media boards, mixed media cards. And then we put a few more pages inside the book. And then what I would do just personally, see, this is still a little damp. So personally, what I do when I'm done creating, they're mostly dry, but they're still a little damp. So I would put something in between the pages and leave this book open until the next time I come to my craft table, which may be tonight sometime. That way these have plenty of time and plenty of air between them to dry and nothing's going to stick to them to each other. So that's, sometimes you have to do this and let that glue, or if you use a top coat, you really need to let it cure before you close your book up again, or you are going to have pages that stick to each other. You're welcome, you guys. The cover is beautiful. Why, thank you, Diane. I did not take any pages out of this book. Nope. Bye, Lori Elliott. You guys have a beautiful, blessed day. Go make something pretty that brings your heart joy, even if it is just taking your partial leftover napkin remnants and gluing them into a journal. Go get your fingers dirty with glue and have some fun.